Is there a big mistake that you've made or a big regret that you have?
Yeah, that would be one of the regrets.
Going back to biggest mistake, okay?
Gotta go.
Is disaster.
I wish we had had a little birth control back then.
I smell a lot of weed.
Yeah, I
around
do.
Here. No, sir. No, we didn't.
I'm 85. She's
You
80.
told me you were 82.
Well, I didn't. I'm mathematic. You know?
He's from Chicago.
Looking at or looking back on your life, what were some things you wish you knew?
Probably how difficult life would be. When you're young, you tend to want things to come right now. I think to be patient, to be open, to listen. Yeah.
And how important people are in your life. Not only family, but friends.
I think in many ways for your age, it's more difficult today. I really do. And we grew up in the 50s and 60s when life was much simpler.
Yes, I wish I would have listened to my dad every time he told me something.
If you could be 20 years old again, what would you tell yourself?
How do I get next to this woman?
Your winning point.
Gotta go.
Well, I'm trying to remember so far back, but what I would know in advance when I was younger is that I would be more adverse to bad acts.
You mean bad acts people or?
Yeah, people who do bad acts or bad deeds, and to watch out for individuals who aren't quite able to handle other human beings.
Is there a big mistake you made or a big regret that you have?
Yeah, I had 3 children. I wish I spent more time with, especially my oldest son. And spent a lot of time away from home. I think that would be one of the regrets. And also, I'm a widower, and so I kind of wish I spent more time with my late wife in the last year of her life.
Not spending enough time with my parents was, I think, my biggest regret. Going back to biggest mistake, okay? We have a family-owned business, and 3 of my children were in the business, and 2 of them were not getting along with the 3rd one, okay? So I had to bring in an outsider, and eventually I had to agree to have the 2 children terminated, and to this day it's very hurtful.
Hi, what's your name, age, and where are you from?
Sherry?
62?
59?
62.
You're 61.
61. We're trying to...
Tried to lie.
You just had a stroke, so.
Yeah, we just had a stroke.
Yeah, so-
No, just last night. No, it wasn't. No, it was
28.
January
Wait,
28th.
what's in here?
Wine.
Just wine.
Is there an advice you got from a parent or grandparent that you remember?
We gotta watch this one. Again, he says, never question a fart.
No.
Well, no, you can't do that. You gotta.
Don't trust a fart.
Did I say trust one?
No, you said question one. Trust one. Trust one, because you never know what's going to come out. So that was grandparent advice, yes.
Is there a valuable advice you got from a parent or grandparent?
Stay away from the news.
Stay away from the news.
Stay away from politics.
Be nice to people, just polite. You don't have to feed them, but you just be polite to them.
Have a positive influence. What about career advice? Is there any career advice you would give to young people?
Make a lot of money and then quit early.
Oh, yeah. How do you do that?
There's a lot of ways other than the technical world seems to be the number one way today. Find the passion, do the best you can, and if you make money, it's better, but if you don't, it's okay too.
One thing I did learn was that in getting into your profession, especially in the financial field, that you've got to be scrupulously honest. Once you establish yourself that you are honest to the core, that helps a lot. You can't do any shady stuff. And people also like to do business with people that are kind of fun. You can't be just really dull. If you establish a group of people that you do business with, like I did, they not only became my best clients, but my best friends.
Is there a big mistake you made or a big regret that you have?
Not getting into your own business sooner, where you learned how to acquire a business versus working for somebody else.
Is there a valuable lesson that you learned from a parent or grandparent?
Yeah, it's not just parent or grandparent, but it's business in general, which is surround yourself with the best people you can, train them very carefully, empower them to make decisions, and don't interfere.
What were some things you wish you knew when you were younger?
Personal organization. because they don't teach it in school, and it becomes very important as you get into the workforce to not miss deadlines and to really organize your surroundings.
Looking at or looking back at your career, what were some things you wish you knew when you were younger?
I wouldn't take any away from my career. It was great. I'm an iron worker. I build high rises, and that's what I do.
Is there an advice you would give, career advice to young people?
Be in school. Always stay in school and pursue what you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, your goals. Just go after it.
Okay, I think this is good, but
I smell a lot of weed
Yeah, I
around
do.
here.
I know.
What is happening? Wait, are you the
No,
one?
no, sir.
No,
No, we do
Are
not.
you sure?
We do
Yes,
not
not
smoke
us,
the
not us.
weed. A lot of coke and heroin, but we stopped it. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
My name is Sammy. I'm from Las Vegas. My age is 19.
I love that. What is a big mistake that you've made or a big regret that you have that you learned a valuable lesson from?
I chose the wrong wife first in the beginning, and that's what bad experience for me. And I learned a lot of things from the first marriage.
Look at the camera.
And I have 4 kids from it. It's disaster. But I learned, I was young, I was 27 years old. You don't think in that age. You follow your heart, and that's big mistakes.
Last question.
Last question.
What would you tell yourself if you could be 20 years old again?
Find good girlfriend.
Looking at or looking back on your life, what were some things you wish you knew when you were younger?
I wish I knew how to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
Is there a particular story that you learned that?
There's too many of them to go into.
So what was the biggest advice you would give to someone young today?
Best advice. Be cautious. You got to be pushed and pulled in a lot of different directions, and chew your words before you speak them. Always tell the truth, because in that case you don't have to worry about what you said. And your handshake's as good as your word. If you promise to do something, you do something.
You know, my advice is this. I got my first credit card through Citibank.
Okay.
He saw me, I got the credit card, and he told me, listen, watch yourself. If you don't pay them on time, you're gonna work for these people. Always keep your credit history clean.
You can do anything. Let me check your credit. Let me check your credit.
It's very important. Very important.
He suck your blood. With the interest? Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the
Interest.
What would you tell yourself if you could be 20 years old again?
Enjoy life more. I was kind of a shy kid, so I think that there are a lot of things in a positive way I probably could have experienced, and not try to grow up too fast.
How not to crash an airplane? I wish I had known Jesus as my Savior.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
I'm just a day-to-day guy.
He's from Chicago. Where are you? School? Your age. Okay.
She's wide and deep in subjects, and I wish I were more kind. But she is very kind.
Okay.
I'm not a cynic, but I'm also realistic to what's happening.
Looking at or looking back on your life, what were some things you wish you knew when you were younger?
You ready? Are you kidding me? There's so much. When you look back at your mistakes, you know you could do better, but you got to learn from them. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Big thing about life, if you don't learn from your mistakes, then
you're going to repeat it.
You're going to repeat
And you're deemed to repeat it.
Yes.
What is the most important lesson that you've learned from a parent or grandparent?
Well, when I was young, it was much different. And when older people talked, you listened. You didn't butt in unless you're asked to. And we've lost a lot of that.
Looking at or looking back on your life, what were some things you wish you would have known when you were younger?
Oh, the list is just as long as, oh my goodness. Gosh, well, let's see here. I wish we'd had a little birth control back then.
You had to check if there's nobody around.
Well, yeah.
Looking at or looking back on your life, what were some things you wish you would have known when you were younger?
Well, you have to be prepared for changes. And it's kind of shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, if I had known this, I would have done some things differently, but that'll sneak up on you. And when I moved to Laguna, every one of these little streets that have these little houses and cottages, you know, they were all affordable, and now they're all $1 million.
I know.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, bought a few of them. Yeah.
What is the most difficult decision
Ever had to make in your
Yeah,
life?
you have to find the right girl, right woman in your life.
Yeah.
You pick up the wrong one,
Oh.
you're gonna ruin for the rest of your life. Simple. Well, I wasn't born here. I was in South Korea. Here, you're young guys, and you met a girl. You don't like it, you separate right away. Yeah, maybe Korea is the same right now. What is your biggest fear? My fear?
Biggest fear.
Getting old.
Oh, yeah.
What can you say?
Yeah.
Is that good enough now?